Uh, so as you can see, there are always many things, stuff laying around. This is when I'm doing a press on leaves from today, and now I'm going to show you an example. Until now, from about a year ago, maybe 8 months, all the time when I used to pick those beautiful leaves and saw them onto the tree, it was either less common, but either as green, because mostly the green are on the tree, and usually the ones that are already fell, that they are on the ground, they are some sort of maybe a little bit of yellow, mostly this kind of color, some kind of a brownish color. So this was it. And now, when it's the middle of December, I started to see that there are also other colors, much more beautiful in a way. And I will show you what I have here, like a bouquet of flowers. So a little bit of twig, and it's like a bouquet. Also a little bit of other leaves from today and the other days. So this is not what I need to do right now. So as you can see, there are many interesting colors here, and I want to scan those leaves. So I'm gonna start. Doesn't really matter with what. So now I'm going to disassemble. I'm not sure if this is the right word to describe it, to disassemble, but breaking it apart, yeah, this is better. So I'm going to take it apart and scan those interesting leaves. Maybe I won't do all of them now, because I need to decide which one I want and which I don't. A minute. I need to do it very carefully because I don't want to break those leaves apart. And I probably gonna take this one as well, and for now, yeah. And usually I have some leaves that are that I can better capturing using my cell phone. And when I'm using my cell phone, as you can see, if I'm placing the focus on a dark area or on a lighter area, things change, and I can. Why I've taken this? Yeah, okay. Let's take this here again. Wait a minute. Let's put it here. So as you can see, dark area, and now light area. And I can also do this. Changing the exposure, and to switch between 12 megapixel, 50 megapixel, and 200 megapixels. And also I need to decide if I'm going to capture it from this distance. And let's just say I want to take this object. So I wanted to do it from this distance or a little bit closer, or to twist the cell phone because I want to get focused on a different area. And so all of those things I need to account for when I'm capturing leaves, because some leaves are being captured much better in the cell phone. And then of course I need to decide in the cell phone what kind of a exposure and the amount of light that I need and the amount of megapixels. Each leaf, it's completely different. It's from different reasons. Some leaves have a very weird texture, like those one from oak tree, which it's hard to get a good focus onto them. Some leaves are very easy to get good focus onto them, like this one. But because this is a very dark color, like maroon or Bordeaux, very dark one, I need to decide if I want to make the lightness or the amount of exposure or the amount of light, whatever you want to call it, to be more or less. But at least in this case, this leaf to be able to get a good focus, that everything will be sharp, is very easy. But on these leaves from oak tree is very hard, because some kind of a unique texture, which is either, I think it's very smooth, but I'm not sure. And there are very large leaves. I mean, if this is this size of this leaf, as you can see, this is a different shape and a little bit larger. And there are much larger, like a leaf or almost the size of this entire scanner. Just to give you an example. So there are leaves that are much larger, and different colors, different textures. And in this case, what I was able to see is that there are many different kind of leaves. Like I said, different texture, different sizes, different thickness, a lot of different things. And some are being captured better in the cell phone, in some specific settings, and some I need to do it using my scanner, not my cell phone. And sometimes it can be the same leaf that I can try to take this one using the scanner or the cell phone, and then later on I can decide which is better, because I'm open the picture, the JPG, and then I realize if this outcome is good, like the color, the tonicity, the sharpness, the amount of details, and all of it. So afterwards, I can decide if I'm loving more the outcome from the cell phone or from the scanner. In this case in particular, when I'm using the scanner, when I'm going to use a very large DPI, then it will increase the amount of necessary usage that I need to have in order to be able to process and save this image. So if I want to scan the entire glass, in this way I can decide that I can place a lot of leaves. Maybe I can do one more, and that's it. Maybe one more, somewhere in between, maybe like this. And then I can do 600 DPI. But if I need to increase the DPI to 900, 1200 or more, then I'm exceeding the amount of memory that I can use, and as a result, I need to, if I'm reaching higher amount of DPI, I need that the area will be smaller, and as a result, I will maintain the same amount of memory usage, which is, at least in this case, in this program, and I cannot figure out how to change it. Here the memory usage is 100 megabytes. So if I'm going to do let's just say like A4 paper or a letter, it doesn't really matter, and 600 dpi, it's 99 megabytes out of 100, so I almost reached the threshold. If I'm gonna do the flexible, not the A4, that I can select the entire glass, which is a little bit more, then I'm going to reach 102 megabytes. Already too much, and I cannot scan it anymore. Now if I'm gonna decide to do 900, then I'm reaching the 230 megabytes. So I need to select less area, which is about like this. So this is about 45%. So it's like from here until roughly here, in a way. No, sorry, from here to around here. Thereby, I can only do 2 or 3 at a time. And it depends. Sometimes I can scan the same leaf at 600, 900, 1200 dpi, and in some cases I see that I better use the 900, and in some other cases I see that even if I'm go higher to 1200, it doesn't make any difference, and sometimes 600 is enough. So every single time it's different, and I need to check out and decide which is the best. In this case, for those ones, because I've already gained a little bit of experience, I'm deciding to do 900. Now the image adjustment in this case is not gonna be photo, magazine, document, auto, but only none, basic. And now let's wait for the initializing process. It needs to warm up a little bit. Take maybe 20 seconds, and then I need to press it. Now it's a little bit of effort because I need to press it with my hands, and to maintain this amount of force that I am applying onto the scanner, and to hold this for a minute. And if I'm gonna do it now for the next 10 or 20 minutes, because I will have to scan, for instance, 20 or 100 leaves, I will get tired eventually. So all of those leaves capturing is labor intensive and takes a lot of time. Let's see. Yes, in this case it is okay. Then I can decide using a photo editing if I'm liking the colors, or maybe I need to change it a little bit because it's already pretty much perfect. I'm almost does not need to change anything. Now those are a little bit smaller. Maybe if I do it like this, wait a minute, twist it around. In this way I can save time and to scan multiple or as much as I can in a single scan. But this is as high as I can go. And the next one. And then afterwards, after I'm finishing the scan, I need to tweak the picture to see if the colors are okay, to change the background and other stuff, that it will be eventually be representable, and to be and ready to put it on my website or use it in some kind of a design or art or whatever. So all of this is a process of, I'm doing my walks in the morning or in the evening, whatever. Usually in the morning, because in the morning there is light and I can see the pavement and the surrounding much better, but on the night you cannot see things very good because of course it's very dark. And so usually on my morning walks I'm picking up leaves, and then it's changed based on if I need to wash the leaves because they are dirty, or maybe they are not dirty, because sometimes in this case I didn't have to wash those leaves because were perfect as they are. But sometimes I'm picking leaves after rain and there are a little bit of dirt on them, or sometimes the leaves are, when they are already dry, they are being folded and I need to put them underwater to soak them for, it depends, it can be 30 minutes, an hour, to make them not rigid anymore, more elastic, if you will, and then, or bendable. And then I can place them under a press or something like this, and to wait until they are dry, and then I have those leaves straight. And afterwards I can capture them fairly, or even very good, because they are completely straight. I'm going to show you right now what does it mean, a very drastic condition. So this is what you saw earlier. This case, it's a very elastic leaf to begin with, so I can, as you can see, I can bend it very easily without without it being break. If I'm going all the way through to the other side, it will break eventually, but at least until the moment when it is completely straight, it is bendable very easily. So in this case, if I'm gonna take this and put it under the scanner, but of course I need to first make this flat and then close it and then scan it. So in this case, this leaf is gonna be very easy. Now, if of course I don't want to scan it, I need to use my cell phone, I need to make this soft, so to soak it underwater for half an hour or more until it will be completely wet and soaked, and then I will be able to place it on a table and place heavy object onto them, that they will remain in this state, to let it dry, and then I can take those heavy objects off, and then the leaf will be straight and dry. So it depends if I need to scan it or to capture it using the cell phone, and what kind of a leaf it is. This leaf, if I'm going to try, you see this case, this leaf, to straight this, it will break. So I'm not gonna do it, and the same goes for this one, maple or planatus tree. So I can do a little bit, but I'm telling you that if I'm gonna do it more, it will break apart. And I need that this will be all the way through until here. So I need, in this case, water. Just to give you an example, I can show you, for instance, another leaf which is completely or almost completely straight. So this is completely not ready to be to get captured, but this is completely straight. See the difference? Completely straight. And then when it is in this condition, I can decide if I want to place it here or to use my cell phone. It depends, like I already said, due to different factors, and also my personal experience with working with leaves. But then again, after I'm working with certain kind of leaves, then after a little while I'm finding another kind of leaves from a different plant that I didn't thought earlier to capture them, or maybe I just found something new. So it's like any kind of experiment or discovery that you need to find out what is the best what is the best way to digitize this picture, these leaves, or not digitize, to capture them. It is the same word basically. And based on the other leaves that I've already scanned, I've gained experience that even if I see new kind of leaves, I already had at least 90% certainty what is the best course of action in matter of the DPI, if it is to scan them, if I want to use the cell phone, and the amount of exposure, and the color tones and megapixels and all of it. So at any given time, I can have much more certainty what to do. Now this is much harder. Let's see. Okay. This is the other ones. Sometimes I need to hold the leaf before I'm closing the lid, as I just did. But now I close it carefully, step by step, because I wanted to see that I am able to scan the leaf properly, and not that some portion of it is being folded onto itself, because I want it to be spread evenly. To give you an example, I can have a leaf like this, but if there is some portion that I was not able to straight when I'm closing the lid, it will be like this. So a portion will be folded onto itself while the rest will be perfect. So I want to make sure that all of it are just as it's supposed to be. And In this case, this is why I closed the lid very carefully, and as you can see, it turned out to be awesome. But on other cases, I need to hold it while closing the lid, and then to take out the hand that I'm holding it with, and then to close the last degrees, what got left for me to close. So this is these piles of leaves that came from here, and I need to decide if I want to scan the rest of them. And also I have other leaves from the same tree, from this exactly the same tree, that I needed to wash them because they were a little bit dirty. Unlike this, which was awesome, and this is from yesterday, but I have other leaves that are from 2 days ago that I still need to scan. I hope that they are still fresh enough, because as I'm waiting more and more, this beautiful effect that you can see different colors like green, yellow, beautiful red, and other colors in between, this beautiful design, as I'm waiting more and more, this beautiful design is disappearing, and I'm getting left with less and less red and less green and more yellow and brown colors. So in this case, this is from yesterday, and so it was relatively, so it is relatively still fresh, but the other ones are from 2 days ago about, or maybe 3. No, I think it's exactly 2 days ago. So 2 days ago and 1 day ago, I mean yesterday. And of course I have this one from from today's morning. So it is about maybe 8 hours ago when I picked it up, and other leaves as well. And this is a couple of days ago, those bunch. So this is it. Just another method that I'm using, because I have another video that you can see me capturing using my cell phone, but this is my scanner. So this is basically, so yeah, bye bye.